Your character is a psychic, but she also has some trouble navigating the present.
I'm not supposed to see my own future. This never happened before.
I was married with a kid. No way. You have to like talk to people to get married.
So how would you describe how Maggie's visions of the future kind of affect her present though, and like the things that, and the relationships she's trying to pursue?
Well, she assumes she knows a lot of things that, you know, she often finds out she's wrong later on, you know, especially when it comes to Ben, who is her love interest in the pilot, and then she thinks she sees them ending up together, but then she has another vision. So it's like she's only getting bits and pieces. She kind of uses her abilities as an excuse not to really be in her life and in the present moment. And I think it's actually a really good way to explore how, I think especially millennial women, you know, as we're like navigating this, like, okay, am I gonna get married? Do I want to be married? I don't actually have to do that if I don't want to. Who do I want to be with? But if I want to have kids and I want to have them with a person, like, am I making the right choice? It's like all of this like pressure, decision making,
thinking about the
fear,
future,
right? And it's like, well, sometimes like your life is just the experience of living it, and you got to be there, and you can't be so afraid of making mistakes or being with the wrong person. I just want what everybody wants, really, at the end of the day.
To unhook our bras and eat noodles over the trash.
There's this tight-knit group of close friends too that she, you know, starts to develop too. How much fun was it to film with this cast? It looked like you guys had been friends for like years.
Yeah. And Nicole Sakura and I really clicked right off the bat.
She's hilarious, by the way.
I feel like her performance reminds me of Lisa Kudrow in Friends. Like she's got
Phoebe.
a bit of a Phoebe vibe,
yes!
right?
Oh my God.
I think she's hysterical.
Okay, so if she's a Phoebe, Maggie is the...
Sometimes I feel like Maggie's got a little bit of Chandler in her. I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of like the self-deprecating.
Yeah,
doesn't
maybe
take
a little
things too
cynical.
right.
You know.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, how do you feel about psychics and mediums? Like, are you into that kind of stuff?
Totally.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, I don't want to know too many details, but sometimes I think, you know, talking to someone who's like, I see this for you, or I see this about you, it can help you hone in on your own intuition.
Yeah.
And really figure out what you actually want, because a lot of us doubt ourselves, we doubt our own thoughts, we doubt our own feelings, and we vacillate between various choices. And so, yeah, I think that why not?
After starting the show, how do you think you would do if you knew your future or knew it was coming up ahead?
That would be hard.
It would be hard, I think.
It would be really
hard.
Right? Yeah, and I think that's why Maggie gets so freaked out by that, because normally she doesn't see herself in visions, and in the first episode it's like the first time she's ever seen her own future, and it really throws her for a loop.
So can we talk about Maggie's fashion a little bit in the show?
Oh yes, let's.
I mean, it's really good.
It's good,
it must have been
right?
fun for you to get dressed up, right?
Oh my gosh. So Pam Chilton, who is the costume designer, and I had the best time. I wear a lot of vintage. She pulled a lot of stuff from the Fox Vault, and they, you know, because of Ryan Murphy, they had some like really cool stuff from the 90s. So I wear a lot of vintage 90s belts and jackets. I wear this really cool leather fringe jacket from the 90s, and I also wear this dress in the prom episode that's one of a kind. It's vintage. It's incredible.
You pulling some Scream Queen stuff too? Like just some stuff from the Ryan Murphy collection?
We pulled everything we could. She was like, I kind of feel guilty. I was like, no.
How fun is that? Did you get to swipe anything or keep anything after you guys
yeah, I kept a few things,
Oh,
like
good.
some pairs of earrings. I don't think I kept any of the vintage. I think that's like all scanned and stuff.
You know,
they want that back.
Right. Well, one thing I wasn't expecting when I was watching this show were a couple of nods to your eyebrows,
Oh
which
my
are
gosh,
iconic.
right? We
honestly,
were just talking about this in the makeup room.
What is the secret to the Rebecca brow?
Okay, the secret is that I don't pluck them, and then I just use this brow gel that I just brush them up and shape them, give it a little tiny bit of fill in, you know, go with the natural vibe of it, and
So you just don't
done.
Don't touch them too much.
I just feel like anytime I've really let someone touch my eyebrows,
That's the best advice I got. They're like, don't touch it.
just don't.
Because I always thought,
I got
too
them
bushy.
threaded once in New York, and my dad was like,
Not the look.
what happened to your face?
Okay, so Maggie ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. Now, without giving it away, what was your reaction when you first read that?
But I don't want to give anything away, but it's sort of like what we're rooting for, you know? And I think it's so good because you have this arc of like where Maggie accepts that maybe the person that she was hoping to be with or that she felt she was destined to be with. Like, you know, we all go through that experience, right? Where you're like, maybe this thing that I thought was meant to be isn't meant to be, and I'm gonna move forward. But then there's a twist.
There's twists. Then there's a twist.
I mean, I was excited. That is life. I did not see that coming.
So does that mean we're hopeful for a second season?
We're so hopeful for a second season.
We need to know what's going on.
We need to know.
Okay. What would you like to see the story go?
Ooh, I'd really like to see Maggie maybe get a little bit, you know how in Emma, she's a bit of a matchmaker?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what if Maggie tried to do that? She would probably mess it up.
I was gonna say,
which is why it would be funny.
I was gonna say that's a perfect storyline for a comedy series, but I don't know if Maggie has it in her. I was like,
She's like, what if instead of this rule where I don't meddle in my friends' lives, I just
do the
change
opposite.
My mind?
Just go for it. I would love to see that actually.
Just full meddling.
That'd be really fun. Well, in the meantime, we have the first season to enjoy. I think fans will really, really get a kick out of this. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.